inspiration and direction for Capricorn in April 2025. Okay, let's go. Oh, where do you want to be? We don't know. Okay. Funny feelings today. Alright, so our main cards, let's see what this is. Okay, hide and seek. Let's keep this one off to the side. Hide and seek, you can see there's someone hiding in the box. They've got an alternative universe. So it can be about being observed, but it can also be about excluding yourself, removing yourself, or living in a fantasy world. It does have the number 6, so it does talk about responsibilities. What else? Balance in one's life. So balanced perspectives, perhaps. We'll pop that off to the side and see if I need to come back to that one. Okay, at the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. Beginning of the month is looking to combine or gain skills. Perhaps you require skills to project or launch something into fruition. There seems to be a period of restriction in the middle of the month, but by the end of the month you have the ultimate loving master. So a sense of compassion and completion and love and self-care, so looked after. At the root of this reading, the bottom card, and what you are thinking about the month while it's in play. Okay, let's have a look. So, we got any familiar colours? Okay, there seems to be a bit of red going on. Okay, more red. Okay, let's have a look at it. So at the beginning of the month, there is a focus on your skills, and the root of that is your connections, perhaps. Past connections, past groupings. So number 3 is a beautiful number. I love number 3. Creativity, joy, enthusiasm, communication. So when we're looking at this sort of section, in your head, you're reflecting on what your skills are, reflecting what skills you need to make a successful union or work, job, emotional connection. We've got 4, 4, 3, 5, 5, 7, 0, 33, and 7. So we've got 7s going across here. So at the root of it all is this need or this drive to make connections, to work with others. In the middle of the month, you're going to feel actually that that's not working, that you don't have that connection, that you're a little bit lost and out of control, that you're sort of stuck marking time. But the reality is that you're about to launch in the end of the month. You feel like you're actually cutting those ties that bound you to this sense of misery, and perhaps you're achieving now. All right, let's have a further look. I'm just going to look up number 4 in the booklet that I've made. You know, I make these things, I write these things, and I have their time and their place, but sometimes my poor little brain can't hold it all in. So I just to double check on number 4. I've had that for quite a lot of readings today, and I feel like I might be missing something in this one. So number 4 in the Creative Master suit. Skills, we're going over to page 62. Can't spend too long on this though. 62, let's have a look. So practicality, order, responsibility. The Astralina is what I call this card. So a fusion of ballerina and astronaut leaps into the unknown, guided by experience. The essence of number 4 in numerology symbolizes stability, diligence, and methodical process. Prompts you to reflect on your own skills. So you're being told to reflect on what skills you have, and the point of this is so that you can make deeper connections with other people. If we look at the astrology of the month of April, it does say that you have creativity, pleasure, and romance potentially available to you, and that there is a sense of balance in work as well as balance in leisure, and that projects require your skills and your visions to pull them off. So there's opportunities to sort of get people on board, to rally the troops, I suppose you could say. But you've got to take the steps. So there is the skill set, there's a reflection on the skill set. You need these things to, and these people to bring it into fruition. In the middle of the month, you feel crappy. In your head, you've got the psychic master head in the sand. So you know that there's some restriction there. There's something stopping you from seeing the bigger picture. Maybe it's you, maybe it's something else. But because you've got your head in the sand, you're feeling like you cannot move forward, that you are in chains, that you have been restricted. And because you feel restricted, you feel quite lonely. You don't feel like you have met the skill set or the people to pull off the project that you have for this month, be it creative or focused on work. I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely a month where you see the potential for opportunities. Halfway through the month, you're like, what the hell? Where are these opportunities? Why can't I find access, see them? Why do I feel so lonely and confused? But moving into the end of the month, you do feel a bit better. It's still quite powerful. Your brain is saying, what the beep is happening here? Why is everything going a bit pear-shaped? Why do I feel out of control? But the root of it all is that you do have enough self-preservation, enough strength. And if you give yourself the self-love that you need, if you focus on expressing yourself creatively and responsively, those two words came, you're going to get there. But there's still a process, and it's not resolved by the end of the month. You've still got to cut some ties that have bound you to this feeling of loneliness, something that's happened to you, something in your head. And you also need to dig yourself out of this sandstorm and find an emotional connection. So we're going to move on to the other cards now, because I'm not feeling like, I don't know. Let's bring this into it. 6, 6, 6. Well, we've got 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. No completions. Just powerful events. So 5, 6, 7 in the Psychic Master. Let's look at it that way. You are feeling unsure. You are feeling like you don't have the bigger picture. And that makes you feel quite lonely, because you know there's more to getting this all to work. At the moment, you feel like you're operating in isolation, in restriction. And to move forward, you have to stop this game of hide and seek. You're actually going to have to front up to where your head's at and try to be a bit more loving and forgiving to yourself, and focus on the pleasurable things, focus on the release, and try to have the vision that you can pull off this project or this thing that you're wanting to do. But I suppose that this is the card that was sort of kept to the side. Are you hiding and seeking your own emotions? Are you hiding and seeking from a responsibility? Have you really actually uncovered what you needed to be able to gain this? Like, so if we just look at this bottom row, the root of all of this is that you need connections, but you're feeling lonely. And to get those connections, you're going to have to cut some ties. Once you cut those ties, there's going to be heartfelt, loving connection. But it's going to feel really, really, excuse my French, fucked up in your head. You're going to feel a bit caca. Yeah, okay, let's clarify. We're nearly at the 10-minute mark. Okay, clarify for Capricorn. Show me some numbers. Okay, 3 threes, 2 threes, and a 4. 3, 4, 3. Okay, it is about business. It's all about abundance. In the past, I don't feel like that. Oh, there's 3 and 3. Maybe in the past there has been. Maybe you worked in a group in the past, and it's where you got a lot of your skills, and you were really soaring through the sky working in this team. But it caused you to have self-reflection, potentially because there was a bit of pain attached to that past experience, or in the beginning. So past, when I talk about past, I mean sometimes the beginning of the month. So at the beginning of the month, it feels like, you know, you're flying high, you've got these great connections, but there's also this period of self-reflection and you're feeling a bit hurt. Moving into the middle of the month, definitely there's a lot of confusion in the middle of the month. In the middle of April, you're feeling not so hot. You feel like you've got your head in the sand. You do not have the full picture, and it's almost like you don't want to see the full picture, but you're feeling very oppressed and you're feeling very lonely. The one good thing about that is that with the 6, another 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, with the 6, that you're not going to feel poor of money, but you're going to feel poor of spirit potentially. And then moving to the end of the month, or the outcome, there is some prosperity. The teamwork, 3 people are there. 3 people are there. The gang is back. The group is back. It might be different people, but there is a capacity to move from this broken-hearted feeling to this really aspirational, connected feeling. It will come after you're going, oh my God, but you're going to have to cut some ties to get there, and I don't know if it's cutting them out or not. I don't think it is. I think there's an evolution of emotional thing. This feels like work. I do know that you will have sort of your 5th house is going to have a lot of sort of stuff happening in it during this month. So be practical, face the opportunities as they come, embrace the change or the uncertainty. But you're going to have to take the steps. You're going to have to keep working forward. And you can't sit in this space too long. So be generous to yourself when you're feeling that low. All right. Good luck, Capricorn. I hope you survive your month and get the outcome that you truly want and deserve.